Attention, people are standing. A great injustice has been done to you. For decades, the spineless bureaucrats of your government have been selling you and your fellow citizens piece by piece to the alien scum outside our borders and to their corporate masters within.
Over the past week or so, I have had the opportunity to participate in the Xenothreat event on Star Citizen's live servers for the first time, and I must say, I have been extremely impressed. This event seems to be a combination of just about everything that makes Star Citizen such a spectacular game, and I've been having an incredible time participating in the event every single time it pops up. Let me try to explain things and delve into why I think Xenothreat is a celebration of everything that makes Star Citizen such a great game. First off, let's look at the event itself. Xenothreat as a whole is broken down into 3 main phases: the recruitment phase, the cargo phase, and the assault phase. The recruitment phase is fairly simple. Players online at the time the event begins will receive a message from the Civilian Defense Force, notifying them that the terrorist organization Xenothreat has been active in the area, and that the CDF is recruiting people to help defend Stanton from this terrorist incursion. Accept the mission from your Mobiglass, and head over to Jericho Station near Mikal 1 for further orders. Phase 2, the cargo phase, begins once the Aegis Javelin arrives at Jericho Station to refuel and resupply. Cargo ships en route to Jericho are attacked and destroyed by Xenothreat, leaving their precious cargo stranded in an asteroid field, and it's the player's duty to retrieve this cargo and bring it back to Jericho to resupply the Javelin. During this phase, however, there will be repeated attacks by Xenothreat, intent on keeping the cargo away from the Javelin, as well as capital ships arriving on site to cripple the Javelin with their powerful weaponry. Phase 3 occurs after Phase 2, whether you manage to successfully defend and rearm the Javelin or not. The final confrontation with Xenothreat, as they arrive in the system with multiple capital ships, gunships, and swarms of fighters defending them. If you manage to get the Javelin rearmed, it will help you enormously during this fight, but if not, players must deal with them all themselves. Xenothreat is a beautiful mismatch of a bunch of different gameplay loops that Star Citizen has to offer. During the cargo phase, players can show up in fighters, gunships, or cargo ships to help deliver the important goods back to Jericho. The cargo ships need defending from the waves of Xenothreat fighters, while occupants venture on foot into the dimly lit wreckage of mangled starfarers, crawling through the hallways that may be filled with heavily armed terrorists, clearing the wrecks of hostiles before prying open the cargo bay doors and extracting the precious supplies for return to Jericho Station. There are 3 different kinds of cargo, each of which needs to be handled with care. Green crates of Zeta Prolinide have only 25 minutes after being extracted from their containment units before they explode, so quick delivery is imperative. Acryloplex, the blue stuff, is vulnerable to shocks and impacts, so it must be handled and loaded carefully. Diluthermex, in the yellow barrels, is perhaps the most troublesome of the 3, as it goes nuclear if exposed to quantum tunneling, requiring pilots hauling it to manually fly the 600 or so kilometer distance back to Jericho Station without making a quantum jump. This phase is awesome, requiring players to work together to coordinate clearing the wrecks, loading cargo, protecting the cargo ships, and delivering the cargo boxes back to the Jericho. Some ships have a ton of space but are very slow, so perhaps they take the Acryloplex and Zeta Prolinide and make a quantum jump back, while smaller, faster ships take the Diluthermex and fly back without quantum. It's so cool seeing players communicating with each other through both the global and proximity voice chats, calling out the status of wrecks, asking for assistance loading cargo, guarding the cargo ships, and more. With almost an entire server's worth of players all in the same spot, it's phenomenal to see everyone working together towards a common goal, and how impromptu teams are formed within seconds of players meeting each other. Then comes the final phase, and what a sight it is! Dozens of players in fighters, gunships, and bombers, potentially flying alongside the Javelin should you have protected it well enough during Phase 2. This cobbled together armada flies into battle against not one, not two, but 3 Idris capital ships, complete with hammerhead escorts and swarms of fighters. The screen is filled with laser fire, the sounds of missiles rocketing past, fans of decoy flares being deployed across the battlefield, and constant explosions as more and more ships detonate. Players in bombers are protected by other players in fighters as they do their bombing runs, getting as close as possible before manually launching their torpedoes so as not to be spoofed by countermeasures before the payload can hit its target. It's so epic, chaotic, and absolutely wonderful. On top of all this, that feeling of elation you experience as the final Idris detonates in a spectacular fireworks show, followed by the server-wide CDF broadcast announcement of your success, is a thing of beauty. Taking gameplay from box delivery, shipping runs, bounty hunting, FPS combat, and more, all rolled into an epic, glorious package, Xenothreat really is a celebration of some of Star Citizen's best features, and how they can work together to create an extremely interesting and unique gameplay loop that encourages teamwork, cooperation, and above all, fun. If you haven't had a chance to give it a try yet, Xenothreat will be live until the 7th of September, so give it a shot. Try hauling some cargo, playing defense, or maybe crew up a gunship to help deal with those Idrises. If you're looking for someone to play with, feel free to check out my Discord, where we have an active community of people who play Star Citizen and are happy to hop in and help out. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and drop a like to help me out. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, feel free to check out my Patreon, where you can support me for as little as just $1 a month and get access to monthly polls, giveaways, and other Patreon exclusive content. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the verse.